Welcome back, first grade. Today we will identify compound interrogative sentences and compound statement sentences. We will identify compound sentences and create a question mark or a period to complete the sentence. This is important so that we can become better writers. Remember, there are simple sentences and compound sentences. A simple sentence just shows one complete idea. Marvin and I went fishing. While a compound sentence combines two simple sentences using a comma and a conjunction. Marvin and I went fishing, comma, and we caught 2 big fish for dinner. Compound sentences can be statements, which are telling you something, or they can be questions, which are asking you something. So let's review really quickly what a simple and compound sentence looks like.
Simple and compound sentences for kids. Hey kids, have you ever thought about the sentences you use to say things and express yourself? As you know, you use and hear sentences all the time. In fact, I'm saying and using sentences right now. Every one of the Clarendon learning videos you've watched is full of all kinds of sentences. In this video, we're going to tell you all about simple and compound sentences. But first, what is a sentence? At its most basic, a sentence is formed when you put words such as nouns and verbs and adjectives together. The dog ran. That's a sentence. The dog ran and the boy decided to walk. That's also a sentence. But those two sentences are different, right? Yes. One of them is a simple sentence and one is a compound sentence. But let's step back for a second. First, let's talk about simple sentences. All you need to create a simple sentence is a subject and a predicate or verb. The subject of a simple sentence is the thing, person, or place that the sentence is about. And the verb or predicate is the action taking place or is related to something about the subject. In our sentence, the dog ran. Dog is the subject and ran is the verb. It's that simple. But even if we add more information to the sentence, it's still a simple sentence. For example, the dog and boy ran. The boy ran and walked. The dog ran after a car and jumped over the fence. The boy ran home from school and played video games. Those are all simple sentences. Take a look at this sentence and see if you can spot the subject and predicate. The giant gray elephant walked quickly across the savannah. Yep, you got it. The subject is elephant and the predicate or verb is walked. John is tall. John is fast. John is funny. John is happy. You guessed it right again. John is the subject in all those sentences, and the predicate is the word is. How about the man and woman work together? The subjects are man and woman, and the predicate or verb is worked. One last example. Kim and Jeff smiled and cheered following the game. In that simple sentence, Kim and Jeff are the subjects, and smiled and cheered are the predicates. Hey, it must have been a good game. As you can see, two subjects and two predicates or verbs. The two independent clauses are joined together using the word and. Some other words that can be used to join simple sentences to make compound sentences are or, nor, but, yet, and so. Those short connective words are known as conjunctions. Hey, compound sentences are fun. Let's take a look at a few more. Mom wants me to do homework, but I want to play video games. Michaela enjoyed her visit to the beach, but she was not happy with the painful sunburn. The team lost the baseball game, yet the coach treated them to an ice cream cone. Do you want some broccoli? Or would you rather have a piece of cake? The sky is getting cloudy, so I think it might snow soon. Notice how each of those compound sentences can be broken into two simple sentences. Michaela enjoyed her visit to the beach is one simple sentence, and she was not happy with the painful sunburn is another simple sentence. When joined together by the word but, it becomes a compound sentence. Pretty cool! From two simple sentences to one compound sentence just by adding a comma and conjunction, like but. Of course, something to remember is that you can't just put any two simple sentences together to make a compound sentence. The sentences need to be closely connected and make sense together. Okay, I think you've got the hang of compound sentences. Oh, but there's one more thing. Whether you are writing simple or compound sentences, they must always begin with a capital letter and end with a punctuation mark, like a period, question mark, or exclamation point. And compound sentences have a comma in the middle separating the two simple sentences, followed by one of the conjunctions mentioned above, such as or, and, nor, but, or, yet, and so. So now that you know all about compound sentences, you can begin to identify the different types of sentences you read, recognize their differences, and remember that as you write your own stories and essays, you'll want to use a nice mixture of simple and compound sentences. That will make your writing more interesting than it already is. Thanks for following Clarendon Learning.
So, if you are forming a compound sentence, it can be a question or a statement, you're going to put two simple sentences together that are joined by a comma and the word and, but, or. Yes, the video showed us some other words we can use, but we're going to use those three for right now. And, but, or. Compound statements and commands end with a period. Compound questions end with a question mark. A compound statement tells you something. I like dogs, comma, but Will likes cats. That's just telling you something. That's a compound statement. A compound question asks you something. Is it early, comma, or is it late? Ends with a question mark. And a command, a compound command, is telling you to do something. Stop at the corner, comma, and wait for me. Okay, so it is telling you to do something in that sentence. Stop at the corner and wait for me. All of these sentences begin with a capital letter, and all of them end with a punctuation mark. Statements and commands end with a period, and questions end with a question mark. Very good. So now let's review some compound sentences. This one says, Dad bought a map, comma, the connecting word or conjunction is and. Mom helped him read it. Let's read that sentence together. Dad bought a map and Mom helped him read it. Very good. Look at the next one. Is the bus on time or is it late? Let's read those two sentences together. Ready? Is the bus on time or Is it late? And the last one says, go to the store, but don't forget milk. That is a compound command. It's telling you to do something, but it has two sentences combined with a comma and a connecting word. So let's read the last one together. Go to the store, comma, but don't forget milk. Very good. Now you are going to write a compound sentence and use Play-Doh for your punctuation. So you're going to write a sentence like, will the cat catch the mouse, comma, or will the mouse escape? Question mark. You're going to make a question mark out of your Play-Doh. Write your sentence in your journal, and then you can make the question mark out of your Play-Doh. Then you can take it off and write it. But take a picture of it with the Play-Doh first. So then write this sentence. Leo wrote a poem, comma, and I drew a picture to go with it. What are you going to put at the end of that sentence? A period. That is correct. So make a period out of your Play-Doh and put it at the end of that sentence. Last one. I wanted to buy a ticket, but they were sold out. What do you see at the end of that sentence? Also a period. It's telling you something. So you are going to put your punctuation marks in Play-Doh, take a picture of your sentences, and turn it in to your teacher. What did you learn today? Well, you learned that compound sentences and compound questions can be formed when you combine a simple sentence with a conjunction and another simple sentence. Then you can also do the same thing with questions. Combine a simple question with another simple question, combined with a comma and a conjunction. You also learned that you can write a compound command with a simple sentence that tells you to do something, comma, conjunction, and another simple sentence that tells you to do something. Then you wrote these sentences. Will the cat catch the mouse, comma, or will the mouse escape? And made the punctuation mark with your Play-Doh. Don't forget to take a picture with your Play-Doh first and then take it off. And then you can write them in. Have a great day, boys and girls. See you tomorrow. Bye.